Good day, everybody, and welcome back to the flight deck. Brian, Kevin, J-Hog, good to see you guys. Today we're flying out of St. John's, Newfoundland. We're continuing our tour of Canada, and we're heading down into the Maritimes, further into the Maritimes, heading down to Charlottetown on Prince Edward Island. Now, this is the east coast of Canada in winter, so the weather is iffy. Icing, clouds, snow. We're going to get it all over the next several flights as we're down here, so it's going to be interesting. But we've got Brian flying along in an Air Canada 320, and Kevin's on the other side of me flying a CPR 737-700. David Galinsky, hello, welcome to the stream. So let's hop on board, get this thing fired up. We are going to have to go for de-icing as it is freezing up, and then we'll be on our way out of here. Weather's not too bad, but we do have low cloud in the area. All right, and as you can see, we got some icing on the windows. So pre-flight is done. We'll get the parking brakes on. We can come up top now and get the aircraft powered. So battery is on and guarded, standby power auto guarded, emergency lights on and guarded. Ground power is available. We'll get that connected. Ground power is up. Let's lean back a little bit further, get the dome lights on so we can see what we're doing. So we'll get the panel lights up since it is kind of gloomy out there. We want to be able to see what we're doing here. There we go. We'll come down to the bottom, and then we'll pop back up top. Don't need the floods as of yet. We will see. We'll get the upper panel lights up, and we'll turn our position lights on. We'll get the logo light on as well. Proudly flying the Air Canada colors here. So with all that done, we'll lean back a little bit further, get the IRSs into nav mode, and we can do our pre-test while we're up here. So there's our left and right Mach speed warnings, left and right stall stick shakers. They should be making noise, not sure why they're not. That's rather annoying. And we can pop down here now, do our in-op test. That's good. Master caution, in-op, and our lights. Do our fire test. Fire warning, master caution. There's our recall lights, and everything lights up the way it should. And with our panels up, we can do our system test now. Interesting, doesn't want to do it. All right. Well, we'll give the system time to warm up. Maybe it'll come on in a bit. Let's get boarding underway.
Boarding requested.
We'll come down here to our EFB, bring in our route. There we go for that. And we can carry on up top. All right, so passenger signs are now on. Electric hydraulic pumps 1 and 2 are now on. Yaw damper is on. We'll get the window heat on, get some of that ice off the windows. Left fuel pump will come on. Low pressure light will go out. We'll wait for the low oil pressure light to come on. Once we turn it to the on position, which we've just done, and as soon as that pops on, we will hit the start. There we go. And while we wait for the APU to come up, let's take a look at our route for today.
Crew?
No, crew's already here.
Passengers boarding starting.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay, so here's our map. We're down here in Newfoundland. There's the island there. We're right out on the farthest east we can. It's the Atlantic Ocean right off to our shore there. And almost pretty much the most eastern populated part of Canada we have. We're going to be flying westward today over southern Newfoundland. Hey, Kevin. And then down across the strait towards Nova Scotia. We're going to cross over the top of Cape Breton Island here and heading down to Prince Edward Island, which is located right here. And we're going to be doing, as it stands right now, the runway 10, I believe it is, RNAV approach into Charlottetown. So that is looking good. Yeah, runway 10, the RNAV Zulu. And that should put us in down there in Charlottetown. We're looking at about a 1 hour and 30-minute flight time for today's flight. So the APU is up. The generators are available. We'll get those turned on. We're now on APU generators. We'll get the bleed air on. We'll turn on the packs, and we'll make sure the isolation valve is open. Ah, okay. Well, I hope so. I'm all for second chances, but no taking advantage. Alright, so with all that done, we are set up top, and we can come down now to the FMC and start entering in our information. Alright, we'll clear the message. We know we have to do that. And the aircraft model is correct. The engines are correct. We're current to 25 January 2024. And we're all good there. So position initialization will come to page 2 for the 2 GPSs. It's the 13th, an odd number, so we're going to go with the first officer. That is the right side. We'll grab that information and pull it over and put it in. Okay, so that is now in, and the aircraft knows where we are. So over to our route. We're going to request our flight plan, CYYT to CYYG. That is the one. Flight level 380 is our initial altitude. That is correct, according to the flight plan. Cost index of 60, 445 nautical miles we'll be flying today. And there's our bulk fuel. So we're going to set our payload and fuel according to the flight plan. And this is the route we're going to fly. So we'll send the request off to the ops center, get it brought in, and get her loaded into the flight management computer. Alright, so the information is in. There's our flight number. That's the wrong flight number, actually. That was my error. We'll change that. We'll load that in. Put my Fly UK flight number in by accident. It's loading into the system here. And there we have it. So it's a very short route. We'll activate and execute, and then we can just pop over, take a look. It's basically directly 2 waypoints. This nav point is out over the channel between Newfoundland and Nova Scotia, and then we head in for the RNAV from there. So speaking of which, we're going to come over here. Today, I'll grab the winds. Current weather here in St. John. It's not bad. Seen a lot worse. Winds are currently 340 at 10 to 15 miles of visibility. Few clouds. Low down, and then there's a broken layer at 1900, overcast layer at 8800. You saw how dark it was outside. Currently -2, so we have a little bit of freezing going on. Went as far as the dew point. 3016. So we're going to be departing on runway 34, and we're going to do this the St. John's 8 departure. And that's basically going to be a 5 miles straight out and then turn on heading. Come over for our arrival. As mentioned, we're going to be landing on runway 10. It's the RNAV Zulu for 10, and we're going in through Equinox. There we go, and we'll set that up. So if we pop over now to our legs, you can see we're going to head straight out, and we're going to head down to our waypoints, and then we're going to come in. So we're going to actually grab that, pull it up. So it's going to be a continual around 1500. Just going to check the charts. Yeah, 1500 is good. 2100 at Rod Go. We'll make that a hard 2100. And that's all good. Now over to our performance data. So we'll bring in the information from the flight plan as well. That'll give us our gross weight, zero fuel weight, reserves, and all that good stuff. Anything that's not there, we can fill in manually. Just waiting for the load message. There we go. So there's our gross weight. Planned fuel 6.3 tons, our reserve of 2 tons. Cost index is 60. Transition altitude 8,000 feet is good. The aircraft is calculated at cruise level. We're going to change that, and we're going to go 380 for our cruise, and we'll re-execute and let it recalculate the numbers. Everything is good there. Over to our N1 limits. That's going to bring us out of here, and we're going to pop into our performance tool. So here we are. We are at St. John's International, Charlie Yankee Yankee Tango. We're going to be going off on runway 34. That's elevation of 417 feet. Runway heading 336. It's got our slope and our length. Conditions are... Well, it's not raining and we're not snow covered, so I'll leave it as dry. We'll get our weights are in, and we'll import our weather. Sorry. Hang on. What's our CG? 23.7. Let's try that. Okay, took it from the aircraft. All right, so that is good. So there's cell temp. Let's see if I'm gonna have to scroll out a little bit here. Alright, so I have a cell temp of 51 degrees. It wants us doing a TO1 at 22 KD rate. That is all good. Takeoff information is going to be a flaps 1. CG is set and our trim numbers are set. We can come over here. We'll put in the winds for the runway. 340 at 10. Remaining, this doesn't give remaining distances. Go 1100. And that gives us a 130, 130, 133. That's exactly what the aircraft says. So there we go, 130, 130, and 133. So there's our takeoff calculations done. Can go full screen and switch the map over to Navigraph. There we go. All right, so with that done and all our information in, what was the weather? 3016. Get that dialed in. 3016 is set, and set on the standby. We'll clear the master caution. So we do our system test now. There we go.
Glide slow.
All right. Set our radios.
Wind shear.
We are on VATSIM, but there is no ATC currently online.
Airspeed low. Airspeed low.
So we will set Unicom and we will set guard. So the boarding is complete. 121.5, 122.8. We'll do a check here and make sure our radios are working. St. John Terminal, Air Canada 5556, radio check.
5
by 5.
Thank you.
All right. So that is done, and we'll consider ourselves self-cleared, as we do not have ATC to clear us. All right. Cabin is ready as well. So we're going to go squawk 2000 on the transponder.
Cabin crew, I'd like to welcome you aboard our
Fueling
flight.
loading is
At the
boarding.
front,
System
please
check
consider please
is
your largest
complete.
carry-on items in the overhead bins
Takeoff
and
data
smaller
is
items
set.
underneath the seat in front
Cruise
of you.
altitude,
If you
we're
have
going to
trouble
dial
finding your
in
location for any of your carry-on items, please use the flight attendant
380.
call button over your seat and somebody will assist you. If the overhead bin is full after
And
you put your carry-on inside of it,
airport
please close the bin
elevation
as a
here
courtesy to
in
other
St.
passengers.
John's is
Once all your items are put away, please clear
461
the aisle
feet,
and sit
so
down
we'll
in
make
your
it
seat to allow
500
other
feet
passengers to find their seats as well.
in case we have to
If
return.
you are seated in an emergency exit row, please read the exit seating responsibilities. in the
MCP
safety
will
card in
set
the seat back in front of
V2
you.
plus
Please make sure you are
10,
willing
so
and
that's
able
going to be
to perform the actions
143.
required. If you are not able or prefer not to perform these actions, please let a flight attendant know so you can be reached.
Runway heading
Now's the
is
time to get out any last-minute text messages if you need to, but we
336
ask that once you
degrees.
depart from the gate, you put away any laptops or tablets. Thank you, and welcome aboard.
And we're going straight up to cruise altitude at 380. All right, I just noticed that the map is still up, so let me get rid of that. So that is done. The MCP is set. Flight directors will come on now on both sides. They are on. Radios are set, and we have radio check. So we'll do a quick check outside. Looks like all the service equipment is clear of the aircraft. And we are looking good. So we're going to have to de-ice. So we're going to be basically taxiing out. Then we're going to head up here to the de-icing area, and then we're going to be taxiing back all the way down, and runway 31 is down over here. Alright, we are ready to go, so we will put the anti-collision light on, and we will call for our pushback. Not here, no.
Due to icing conditions,
Good morning,
please
ladies
stand
and
by for
gentlemen,
engine
and welcome
start
aboard
until
flight
push is completed and brakes are
5556.
set.
Our flight time
Alright,
will be
so while
roughly
that's going on, we'll get
1 hour
ourselves-
and
1
33 minutes. Please note the cabin door is now closed. We ask that you make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your larger devices are now shut down and stowed. If you have not already, please fasten
Right,
your
okay.
seatbelt and verify
Hello,
it is
Captain.
low
We
and
are
tight
ready for
across your
pushback.
lap. Your tray tables and seatbacks must be in the full upright and locked position for departure. Flight attendants, please prepare cabin for departure and cross-check.
Alright, so we're set up on our screens. We'll turn on the data and terrain and stuff once we're ready for that. They're going to be hooking up the tug in a second. No.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Kevin's going to push out and end up out there facing out. We're going to go out. We're going to go tail to the left, nose to the right. And then we're going to taxi out that way. So we're going to be facing kind of northwest.
Locking gear.
Yeah. Well, if you need de-icing. I saw ice on your airplane. Alright, so we're gonna go again, nose right, tail left. St. John's area traffic, Air Canada 5556, push and start gate 2 facing northwest. Are you ready? give me the no. Right, oh.
St. John traffic, Air Canada 492, pushing back facing west.
Almost forget that it doesn't do this
Release
automatically.
parking
There we go.
Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
Alright, so there. You gotta love it. There he is. Doing a handstand. Let's see if Brian's doing one too. No, Brian's looking good. Just those CPR guys, I tell you.
When the seatbelt light is fastened, please make sure that your seatbelts are fastened low and tight across your lap. To fasten, insert the metal fittings into one another and tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. We suggest that you keep the seatbelt fastened throughout the entire flight as you may experience unexpected turbulence.
Just don't
There are
scrape the
several
nose.
emergency exits on this aircraft. To familiarize yourself with the emergency exits on this aircraft, please refer to the safety card in the seat back pocket in front of you. In some cases, your nearest exit might be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting on the floor to guide you towards the exit.
Let's look at something more reasonable.
Loses pressure, an oxygen mask will drop right in front of you.
Wow, we're missing the line there. So much for going left.
If you're traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask first.
Alright, parking brakes are set. We're good for engine start, so we're going to pop up top. We have no fuel in the center tanks, as you can see. We are empty. So center tank fuel pumps can stay off. Packs will now come off for engine start. Ignition on both, starting engine number 2. Starting to get engine rotation.
Used as a secondary flotation device. Pull the cushion from the seat, slip your arms into the strap, and hug the cushion.
A little bit thumpy out there, stuttery, so we'll just stay inside. So there's fuel.
Devices must be turned off and stowed at this time. Please securely stow your personal items. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened and seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detectors located in the lavatories is prohibited by law. All of this information and more can be found in the safety card located in the seat back in front of you. We suggest reading this and let us know if you have any questions. Thank you for flying with us, and we hope you enjoy.
Somewhere around 18 to 19% we'll get starter cutout. We can start engine number 1. Starter cutout, starting engine 1. Monitoring. Start valve open. We have N1 rotation. N1 is the compressor blade fan at the front of the engine that you see when you look in. N2 is the turbine blade further back in, if you ever see an N2 gauge. Adding fuel. You had to stop your pushback. Yeah, I was just about to do that when I saw the walker stop walking and knew it was about to stop. It's rather annoying. All right, engine 1's coming up nicely. Starter cutout. We have 2 good engine starts.
Cockpit to ground. Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
I was so sure of that I had to say it twice apparently. Alright, so both engines are up. We can go over to the generators for engines 1 and 2. Engines 1 and 2 start switches will now go to continuous. Probe heats are on. Anti-ice will stay off at the moment. We're going to be heading over for de-ice. Bleeds are on for engines 1 and 2. Packs are set to auto. Recirculation fan set to auto. Isolation valve is set to auto. APU bleed will come off. APU bleed is off, and APU is off
Tow
as
truck
well.
disconnected. Bypass pin
Flaps
removed.
1 set. Elevator trim, we want
Left is clear.
about
Right is clear.
5.5. About there. Flight controls, we'll go into the systems page. It's full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral, left rudder, right rudder, neutral. Engine instruments, quick check, everything is looking good, and we can put that information up on the main page. We're going to be going into VNAV and heading select.
And I'm traffic Empress 192, taxiing to de-icing Bay 2 via Golf
Auto throttle
And-
is
and Hotel.
armed, recall is clear, and we are
We're
good for
prepared for
taxi.
takeoff.
So the taxi light can come on. Auto brake will set to RTO. Oh, now who's going to the de-icing bay? Aha. St. John's area traffic, Air Canada 5556, taxiing to the de-icing bay via Apron Golf Hotel. And we'll decide on a bay when we get there. There's a chart for the bays. Let me just see quickly if I can grab it. De-icing facility. There we are. Yeah. Alright, so we can release brakes. Everyone, we should be clear. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, we're clear. Brakes are released. And taxi out. Airport guys
St. John
watching us.
traffic, Air Canada 492, following company aircraft to de-icing Bay.
Get her around. So there's 4 bays. There's a large one, Bay 1, which is the first one. And then there's 3 smaller ones. I don't know actually how big they are. Let's see, Bay 1 or Bay 2. So you can use 1, 2, if 2 is in use, 3 is closed, and 4. And maximum wingspan is 117.5 feet in 2, 3, and 4. Bay 1, Bay 1's the same actually. Oh, sorry, Bay 3 and Bay 3 can go up to 261 feet. Yeah, so you can take the wide one, and then they just don't use 2 and 3. This is a bit of an uphill. There's the WestJet hangars. This scenery is provided by Sim Add-ons. So Kevin's turning in.
And I'm traffic Empress 192, Nvidia Bay to Bay 4, 12-hour separation between wingspan for the other aircraft.
Okay. Roger, Air Canada 5556 is going to go for Bay number 2. See them waiting for us there.
And Air Canada 492, go Bay 1.
That should give us some nice spacing between the aircraft. There's the fuel farm. Bay 1. Alright, so we're going to get in, we're going to turn the bleeds off. Okay, dude. Oh, that's very multicolored. Thank you very much. I guess that wants us to use Bay 3. I'll just ignore him. I'll go up to the stop line. A little bit more to go. So yeah, if we were to use Bay 3 there, you get the nice factory or de-icing from the add-on itself. Alright, so brakes are set. We'll pop up top. Bleeds will go off for the packs, and we should actually probably turn the bleeds off as well.
The icing vehicles are coming now.
All right, here they come, and this clears us to head out and taxi down for our departure.
Confirm aircraft is ready for treatment.
Always gives us this, 50% choice. Okay, that's a little bit
We
different.
begin treatment now and observe. Fluid type 1, concentration at 50%. I will call you back when ready.
Usually it gives us 75. Apparently the call sign for the guy that you contact here is Iceman. And if you're going to return to the apron, you must sit for 25 minutes. There we go, got the spray going. Very noisy out there. Sure if I've got an outside view set up that allows us to see that. Well, sort of. Oh, that's that guy.
De-icing and anti-icing completed. Anti-icing code is fluid type 1, concentration at 50%. I'm disconnected. Good day.
Alright, so he's done. And they are heading off. Alright, so back over we go. Turn on the bleeds and the packs again. And we are good to go. So we're going to be taxiing out of here and
Southbound traffic, Empress 192, taxiing to Holy Point Delta, runway 34 from the de-icing pad via Golf Hotel in Delta.
yeah. Air Canada 5556 leaving the de-icing pad will follow the Empress taxiing to holding point 34 via Hotel, Golf, and Delta. All right. Time to go.
St. John traffic, MF492, leaving the icing. Will be number 3 in the train over to runway 34.
Choo-choo.
Pretty much. Hey, we got a 320 inbound from Montreal, Rouge. Air Canada's travel and leisure airline. Alright, so we're going to head back down towards the apron, cut across the top of the apron to Delta, and then Delta down to the runway. And we got that overcast layer that we're going to be going through. So we'll probably throw the anti-ice on before we go. Very nice. Good de-ice. I like that little feature there for people who don't have GSX. They can pull in there. Got the nice line going here. So this is part of our Canada tour. We're going to be heading through the Maritimes a little bit, and then flying around the east to central eastern part of Canada as we wrap up the Canada tour over the next several flights. So it should be a good one. Looks like Kevin's got the lowrider going. Listening to some good music in there, bumping up and down. Tomorrow we're back, 1400 Zulu again. We are doing the next leg in the Formula One support series. We're flying the 747 cargo from Edinburgh down to Abu Dhabi. And we're gonna, looks like we go downhill again, down to runway 34. General aviation hangars are up over that way, kind of behind the pillar there. That's where the Firebird was.
Stand on traffic Empress 192, taking us from 3 forward at dead, so we're going to be tracking on St. Sundays.
Air Canada 5556 holding short 34 at Delta. Alright, so brakes are set. We can do our checks. Let's go with our fuel flow. Fuel flow is confirmed even on both engines. V-speeds are checked. 130, 130, 133. MCP set 143, 130, or 336 and 38,000 feet. Nav data is all correct. Radios are confirmed. 122.8, 1215. Position light's going to go to strobe and steady. Taxi light will come off. Turn off lights are on. Landing lights are on. Transponder will go to TARA. Traffic on both sides. And data and train on mine. Runway is identified, runway 34. Oh, there goes Kevin. St. John's area traffic, Air Canada 5556 lining up. Runway 34. Oh, brakes are released. We're going to give him 2 minutes. Until 1444. About 2.5 minutes. Let's see where that Rouge is. I don't know. Oh no, he's just departing. So quite a while.
1,800 on the St. John's base.
Ourselves around and lined up. Approach path is clear. And looks like Kevin's gone into the clouds. Speaking of which, we'll turn the anti-ice on as we come to a stop here. Got wind nicely down the runway. Pop up top. Get the anti-ice on both sides. Everything else is looking good and ready to go. Just gonna wait until that clicks over to 3. Or did I say 4? 3's good enough. St. John area traffic, Air Canada 5556 departing runway 34 on the St. John 8 departure, leaving the area to the west. Alright, so engines coming up to 40%. Engines are stable. Brakes are released. Takeoff power set. A little bit of a divot in the runway there by the looks of it. Airspeed's live.
80 knots.
Check.
St. John traffic, Air Canada 492, take position, runway 34.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. And Command A is on. So, positive rate, gear up, autopilot is on, auto brakes are off, gear lever is off, ignition set to off, runway turn-off lights are off, and we are climbing out. Nose down for acceleration, and 3,000 feet. St. John's area traffic, Air Canada 5556 passing through 3,000 feet on the St. John's 8 departure. And we'll make our turn now. So we'll pop down here, we'll bring up the legs, and we're going to head direct to Vincy. And we'll go LNAV, and away we go. It's at the top of that overcast layer coming in. And we're through flap traction, flaps up. Cabin pressure is good. Lights are off, ignition are off.
St. John traffic.
We're out of the moisture.
Departing runway 34. St. John 8 departure.
Anti-ice off. We're looking good. Clear skies out for the overcast. That is fantastic. So as mentioned, we've had a airtime. Oh, AOD Jasmine on Twitch. Hello. How are you doing today? Sorry, just saw that. A little bit busy in the cockpit. We are 1 hour 33 minutes of airtime, 2 hours roughly gate to gate. And everything should be looking good. You can see we're heading westward across Newfoundland. And as we reviewed on the
14,800 foot, we are 20 miles to the northeast, St. John's CYYR, inbound Texas. Final call, different.
Out over the southern part of Newfoundland, all the way down. Then we're going to cross the channel towards Cape Breton, and we're going to head off towards the RNAV for the airport. So that is how that's looking at the moment. And we're climbing nicely. We're through 10,000 feet. We will retract the landing lights, and seatbelts
Ladies
can
and
come off.
gentlemen, we have now passed 10,000 feet. You may turn on larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the duration of the flight and do not form a line near the lavatory. This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you'll be directed to...
So we're getting up to our acceleration altitude, or acceleration speed for above 10,000.
On the climb for flight level 360, last call for St. John.
Not sure what they call this speed, but I call it, you know, our high-speed climb. As we get ourselves stabled in, and we
The
are
conductor has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You can now
looking
get up
good.
and move around the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when needed in case of unexpected turbulence.
Service Phoenix 586, input 192. Can you confirm your altitude or setting off my TCAS?
Air Canada 5556, climbing through 13,300 now.
Roger, that's about 6,000 foot separation, thank you.
I did give us 2.5 to 3 minutes separation between departures, so it should be good.
Yeah, Roger, thank you very much. Input 192, we must have a false alarm in that case.
Alright, so we are en route as per normal. Once we get up into cruise, the cabin crew will begin service. You can avail yourself of the galley and the drinks cart, and we will have a little bit of in-flight entertainment. As always, oh, clouds are breaking up here once we start getting away from the coast. And we're looking good. So we'll set up some in-flight around 20,000 feet or so. Let the aircraft carry on up to our cruise, and I'm going to go take Molly outside. She had a little bit of a rough morning. so I want to make sure she's comfortable today. But it's not a long flight, and it should be a fairly good one. The winds are not expected to be too overly strong, so we should make it there on time. Over to standard pressure now, as we continue our climb out. So we are in LNAV and VNAV, or VNAV speed at the moment, as we are climbing up. So what's going to be the best side to put you guys on? I think it'll be over here on the right side here as we climb through 20,000 feet. Let me give you a view down. So we're going to do this. I'm going to go take care of First Officer Molly, and I'll leave you with it. When I get back, I'll be in the chat, and we'll be back on voice for our briefing for the arrival into Prince Edward Island. Talk to you in a bit.
You had your way. Here we are, just about as far from civilization as we can get.
What's that moving around out there?
Looks like somebody in trouble.
Let's go.
Water, Lucky.
Now, easy, partner.
I lost my horse. I'm perfect temple of sundown. Give this to Mickey.
He's gonna have a doctor, Lucky, and fast.
You have some water, boys?
Sure will, Miss Mickey.
Any sign of Pappy, Mickey?
No. But I won't give up hope.
That's the girl, Mickey. The old temple spirit, huh? wicked rich. Papa staked this claim. I just found his monument over there. There, read that, Mickey.
That's why you went to Goldfield, to file, and wanted to surprise us.
You're right.
Jake, you go to Goldfield and file for us. Pay up the taxes on Suntown, just like Pappy wanted to do.
I sure will.
Yeah,
come on, let's
right.
your horse.
Goodbye. And do be careful, Jake.
Don't you worry, Mickey. I'll be careful, all right.
I don't know just what we would do without you, Jake, with Pappy gone.
Now you cheer up. I'm going to bring you back a surprise. Nana and the baby.
But, Jake, this is no place for a baby.
Yes, 'tis. Now that we can buy some comfort, you need their company. You know what to do now. Keep this mum, I send down, and then file for it. I know what to do. Don't you worry, Hard Rock. I'll fix it up just right. All right. Goodbye, Mickey.
Goodbye.
So long, Jake. So long. Mighty and all that. Good. Hurry up. Get along.
Hello, Mac.
Hello, Dana.
Anything stirring?
Well, nothing much. A few claims being staked up the creek here, but nothing that would interest us.
All right. Howdy. I want to pay up the back taxes on Sundown and have it re-registered for me and my partners.
Sundown, huh? What's happening over there? Did you strike Carter?
No, just kind of like to own the place you're living, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Well, let's see, that'll be $820, old hammer.
Kind of high, ain't it?
Well, do you want it or not?
Oh, sure. There's your money.
Yes, sir.
By the way, might just well file a few claims while I'm here. Might want to prove up on them. It's a waste of paper, though. Never can tell what might happen. Say, that deed to Sundown gives me all the mineral rights, too, don't it?
Why, you know that.
Well, I was just asking.
That'll be $4 more.
There you are.
All right.
Well, good day to you.
Hello.
He's hiding something. It's a strike and a rich one. But he'd never pay up the back taxes on Sundown.
Yep, he struck it.
Listen, you keep the next page clear. Make out a bill of sale. Copy his signature. I think we've got something there. We'll get him when he leaves town.
Right.
Yeah? Mickey'll sure be glad to see you and the baby.
And we'll be glad to see her, too.
That baby means a lot to Mickey. Now, with lots of money, she can do what she's always wanted to do. Get it.
He's fine.
See? Well, it's all right then. Looks like trouble, Nana. Hold on, I'm going to make a run for it. Here!
I've got the deeds. Let's get out of here. Somebody's hurt, Lucky.
They stole our deeds at sundown. And our claims, too. You'll find the desert right over the ridge. Find Mickey. You're the baby.
Baby?
There's something all wrong here, Lucky. Temple said he had the deed to sundown, and this fellow said he was robbed of the same deed. Doesn't make sense. Temple couldn't have done it. He's under the care of a doctor.
Well, what do you think?
I think there's something happening that isn't on the up and up. Someone's in for a bad deal. I think we'll just keep quiet and see what happens.
Well, what about this little shaver?
Well, I think we better get him back to sundown. Probably mighty hungry by now. Temple said his partner and his girl were there. I'll bet this is the girl's baby. Must be their shack, but there doesn't seem to be a soul around. This kid's got to eat.
Well, let's go in, see if there's anybody to home.
Somebody lives here.
Here, you hold the little feller. I'll see if I can wrestle him up something to eat.
Mickey! There's some strange men in the house, and they're upsetting things.
Strange men?
Yes.
We'll see about that. Come on, Australia. Just what do you men think you're doing here?
Well, Miss, we can't...
How dare you take possession of another person's property without permission?
Well, you see...
You might be gentlemen enough to announce yourselves, but no, you go sneaking around like a couple of rattlesnakes.
Well, Miss,
Who are you anyway?
Well, you
no,
see,
never mind, don't tell me.
Well...
What I want to know is what right have you got to come in here? Of all the nerve.
Well,
I just wish my boys were here. They'd make an example of them.
Well, Miss, I'm trying to tell you. We didn't do it for ourselves.
In a few moments,
We did it for
we'll be
him.
starting our
Oh,
in-flight
there's
meal
another one
service.
of you.
Please
Well, I'll
begin
give
to
him a
seat for a
piece of my
menu,
mind,
and one of our
too.
crew members will stop by shortly for your order. If you would like to order additional
Why,
menu
Jimmy,
items, please hit the
where
flight
did you get
attendant
this
call button
baby?
at any time, and we'll be over
Sort of
shortly.
found it.
What do you mean you found it? This is our baby.
Yeah, we figured as much, but there's a lot to be explained.
You can save your explanation for the boys. Australia, go get them.
Well, boys, it don't look like much now. But wait till it booms.
Got it.
Yeah, we better keep our eyes open. Well, everything's here. It won't take much to put this place in operation. Well, let's run down these claims and have a look at them. And the next move is to Goldfield, record them. First, let's ride down to that old shack we passed and see if we can't find some grub. Hi. Well, lost our way, partner. Run out of grub. How about me and the boys eating?
I'm sorry, mister, but we're short on provisions here.
Well, we're willing to pay you well, miss.
The question of paying. We're short of food.
Well, how would you like it if we just stepped in and helped ourselves?
Take it easy, Jim. Taking food by force is pretty bad business, isn't it?
Well, we're desert men. You run out of grub.
Desert men don't run out of grub. They're too smart for that. You're on private property, mister. My advice is get off.
Right.
Hold it. I'll hitch your saddles and get out. Quick.
It was nice of you to help, but I could have handled them.
Regular little firecracker, ain't she?
Yeah, she sure is.
We'll even things with that outfit. Wait till we break the news. They'll pour in here like flies. The town will boom, and it's all ours.
Maybe them two chaps back at camp can help us solve the killing of Jake and your sister.
I hope so. From now on, boys, little Jimmy is my baby. My own baby. Understand?
Just as you say. Shall we start back?
Doctor. I've been here about a week now. Guess I can make it home all right.
I think you better stay a few more days. You know, you were in a pretty bad shape.
I was going to send this deed to Mickey and the boys. Mickey's my granddaughter. Now that I'm all right, I'll sure surprise them all.
I'll bet that will be a surprise.
Little tender fool, rest your head. Don't you think it's time that you should be in bed? For the sun has gone to rest, and the birds are in their nests. Little tender fool, rest your head. Little tender fool, close your eyes while I sing to you a prairie lullaby. Little cowboys won't be strong if they stay awake too long. Little tender fool, close your eyes. Someday you'll grow up and roam the hills the way I do. You will have your boots and saddle and a gun or two. Little tender fool, go to sleep. It is time that you start counting up your sheep. For the Sandman's riding by, and your slumber time is
You like kids, don't you?
I didn't mean to intrude, but the baby was crying and...
Sure, I know. I like kids, too.
I didn't think you liked anything.
Why did you say that?
Just to see if you can take what you hand out.
Just what do you mean?
The baby. It's your attitude. The way you treat these old pals of yours.
How do I treat them?
Never a kind word. Never a smile. Any one of them will lay down their lives for you.
And I do the same for them.
You have a very funny way of showing it.
Just who do you think you are to lecture to me?
The baby.
Let's get out where I can tell you a few things.
I'd rather not hear them.
I know you wouldn't, but you're going to. Nor anybody else can't tell me.
Be quiet. You always fight and stop and keep quiet once in a while.
I'm not going to argue with you anyway. Now you listen. You've had your say. Now I'll have mine. You see that desert? I was born on it. I'm part of it. Sometimes it's cruel, and you have to fight it. Heat, sand, no water, no food. That alone would harden you. But I've learned to love it. You wouldn't understand. You don't speak our language. You're from the cow country.
How do you know?
Oh, I know men. Wasn't I raised in sundown when it boomed? It was the melting pot of the wasteland. And I had to rub elbows with the good and the bad. I know men, cowboy. You can't lecture me.
I wasn't trying to lecture you. But like the desert, you are cruel at times. And just as beautiful.
Beautiful? No one ever told me that before.
Not even your husband?
What? Oh, yeah. Forget him. But I'll remember what you said. I guess I have been a little hard with the boy.
Well, I guess it's time to hit the hay. We can be friends, can't we?
Sure.
Good night, Mickey.
Good night. Big clunk.
Here it is, folks. Here it is.
Big gold strike at sundown.
They'll be rushing in here like madmen any minute.
And the old town will be booming again. Now the fireworks start.
Keep your eyes open, Lucky. Those responsible for this rush may be connected with the killings.
Hadn't we better tell her about her dad?
No, not yet. Let's see what develops. Well, there should be no trouble. You own the town and your deeds are properly filed. Sit tight.
That was a good thought of yours, Jack. Sending Soapy to Goldfield to check up on Jake's filing. He should be getting back by now.
Mickey, let's have one last look at sundown before it awakens.
All right.
In a little while, that town will live again. Hum with the activity of madmen, crazed by the lust for gold.
Seems so peaceful in its sleep. It's a shame to disturb it.
I'm beginning to understand you, Mickey. By the way, what's your last name?
Names don't mean anything out here, cowboy. Let's ride into the town.
All right.
a gold mine in this place alone.
Vicky, they're taking possession of our town. They can't do that. Come on here. What right do you men got to take over this town?
Ownership, my friend.
We ain't the owners.
Oh, no. I have a bill of sale to Sundown, properly recorded.
You're lying.
You'll have to prove that.
Nicky, Hard Rock, take it easy. Come here.
A bad crowd. They're going to be hard to handle.
We'll handle them, Nicky. We can't do a thing till Soapy gets back.
I guess you're right. Let's drift up to the diggings. You can't tell what they'll try next.
And we'll run them off of their claims, too. All right, men, get that stuff inside. Hey, just what do you think you're doing on my claim?
Your claim?
That's what I said.
Why, you heathen scalawag. You can't get away with this.
Oh, I wouldn't draw if I were you.
You're quite handy with that weapon, my friend. If you didn't have that gun poked on me, I'd break your neck.
Take off your gun belt, Dana. Take it off.
Start breaking. Hold it!
Get him back to town. And you all better stay away from these diggings.
Kinda tough yourself, like desert people. Eh, cowboy?
You can duke him down a peg or two.
Take care of himself.
Oh, don't worry about him.
Australia,
Yeah?
can you ride?
Why, of course. I used to ride for His Majesty the King.
Well, now you're going to ride for Her Majesty, Queen.
Joe, this you and me sneak into town. I'm just hankering to meet that fella Dana face to face. Me too.
And tell Tappy Temple to bring back the law. We're going to need it.
Right you are, Mr. Jack. And I'll hurry. Well, you never can tell. It might come in handy. Me and Joe's going to drift into town and mosey around a bit.
Watch your step, boys.
We'll be all right.
Don't worry about that.
Keep your eye on him, Lucky. I'd give my right arm to a kid like that. If I was his dad, I'd never leave him.
You'll never have a kid like this if you marry one of your kind of women.
What do you mean, my kind?
By some whitewashed, lily-fingered dame that hasn't the backbone to speak her own mind. Takes milk baths, has her breakfast served in bed, and probably blows bubbles for exercise.
No, that's not my kind. As a matter of fact, I left the cow country to get away from one just like that.
You never should have left. But you'll never understand desert people.
Why do you say that to me?
Just to see if you can take some of the things you hand out.
Jack, Soapy just got back. He, Hard Rock, and Joe are headed for the saloon. Might mean trouble.
All right, Lucky.
Be careful.
You're not by any chance interested in my welfare?
Not exactly, but the baby might miss your singing.
Bill of sale and signed by Jake. Suppose you, I tell you. Jake could never sell us out. I'm telling you, the claims in the town are not ours.
That leaves us in the soup. For my part, it's gone. But it's Mickey I'm thinking of.
Just think, Lucky. This happened almost overnight. We better find those three old-timers. They might be on the warpath.
There's Dana now. Let's go over and have a shoulder. I'm on half of what's over here. Well, Dana, we don't aim to be put aside so easy. Understand?
Just what are you getting at?
We ain't satisfied with your bill of sale.
Meaning?
Meaning that Jake Reed was shot by you and your gang, and that bill of sale forged.
Why, you...
Right over the shoulder! Over the shoulder! Behind the shoulder!
These old men are a menace to the community. Walking around killing men for a fancied wrong. They might pick any one of you men next. I say they should be handled.
Be quiet! Get hands off me! What's the document about?
Hold it! Well, you can't take the law and rights of other men in your hands.
That's what you're trying to do, Dana.
Well, that's something you'll have to prove. My papers are clear.
I'm not so sure of that. Now, release those three men.
I'm holding them for attempted murder.
You haven't the authority to hold anyone. Start going, Hard Rock.
I'll make you wish you'd never butted into this.
You've made me glad I have.
Get all our men together. We'll run them out at sunup.
Right.
They'll be trying in some way to drive you out. My advice to you men is to go, and take Mickey with you. Lucky and I will stay here and try and hold them.
I should say not. Leave you here to fight our battle? Just what do you think of desert people?
Thanks for offering, young fella, but we'll stick right with you. What's that? Get the guns!
Bruce, I'm arresting those 3 men for attempted murder. You and your pal as accomplices. Now surrender, or we'll take you by force. All right, Dana? Start taking. Get back in the house.
I'm staying right here.
Mickey, you stay in here. Jack, maybe if Joe, Soapy, and me would surrender, it'd save trouble, and Mickey wouldn't get hurt.
Don't you worry about me, and there'll be no giving up.
Take cover, men. Tear that house apart. I gave them their chance.
Cover those windows, boys.
Surround the house. Wait! Riders, heading this way. We'd better get into town with the rest of the boys. This may mean real trouble. Come on.
Mickey, they're leaving.
What? They're running away. The sneaking coyotes.
Look!
It's Australia with the law. Mickey, you stay here. Come on, men.
Come on. Let's hot for it for sundown. We can't miss this right here.
You feel?
Feel all right now, son. Well, this is Marshal Davis.
Howdy, Marshal.
Howdy.
A gang has just taken over Sundown, and they have deeds. I'm betting they're forged.
Sure they are. They're worthless. Where is this gang?
They headed for town. Let's go.
Now, in case anything happens and we have to run for it, there's enough dough for all of us, right there in that bank. You fellas stick around, and when the right time comes, handle them and blow the ball. We'll go down and clean out the saloon. We'll drift in the back way.
A minute, Dana.
Hey, what's the trouble, gents?
Who is he, Jack?
His name's Dana, and he says he has the deed to Sundown.
Then he's your man, Marshal.
Dana, on a trespassing warrant, I order you to leave town.
Why, I own this town and have the deeds to prove it. Properly filed in Goldfield, Nevada.
They're worthless. I discovered the town is not in Nevada, it's in California. And here is the legal deed.
He's right, Dana. This mob's been trespassing on Temple's property.
Marshal, Arrest this man for forgery. And for the murder of old Jake Reed.
Take out where you are. Don't move.
Wait a minute, Marshal. The front door. Lucky, you and the boys cover the street. Don't take any chances. Come on.
Alright, we're getting ready for our descent. We're still sticking with runway 10. The current weather is, well, winds will come around slightly, but nothing that would put it off of runway 10. They're 110 at 7 knots, 15 miles visibility. The cloud layers are high, so it shouldn't be an issue coming in. It's minus 6 degrees and 3019 is the barrel, so we're going to preset that and get that in for when we get to transition. So there is a bit of a backtrack off of runway 10, so I'm going to be descending at about 265. Kevin's going to keep the speed up. Brian, if you could slow down as well. Not giving us enough room because we have to backtrack to the other runway and then head down it to get to the taxiway and to the apron. But we're almost at top of descent. We're only 30 miles out. So I've gone in and I've set our descent altitude 400 feet. That's right around minimums, but we'll be on manual before then. So that is not going to be an issue. It's an RNAV, so we don't have to tune in any other indicators or frequencies. I'm going to take a look quickly at the area, see if there is a VOR we can tune in. There is 1138. We can use that as a reference. So 1138, flick that over, and that will give us a VOR. 92 miles out from the airport at this point in time. Of course, we're going to be doing a kind of a left-hand pattern out and past it. So everything is looking good. Kevin's already on his way down. We're going to be starting down in a few minutes. And should look very, very good. And everything is set. It's been a good flight so far. Let's see. Decision height is 408 feet, so we'll get that in now as well. Of course, it's slightly higher than it normally would be, given it's an RNAV and not an ILS. It's about 250 feet above the ground. There we go, and it is set for the barrel, for our minimums. Missed approach, we're going to climb straight ahead out to Aploon and go into a hold at 3,000 feet, and that will be already programmed into the system. Currently just leaving Cape Breton Island. If you've ever heard of the Cabot Trail, it actually goes around here. It runs all around the coast. Absolutely gorgeous. If you ever get the chance to come out to Cape Breton and do that, I would highly recommend it. See us coming in now. So the Cabot Trail basically runs around the highlands here on Cape Breton Island. And you can do it two ways. You can go clockwise, counterclockwise, depends on which side of the road you want to be on as you come over. There are some pretty interesting drops and views and high grounds, and it's really, really cool. All right. We're almost at the top of descent. And again, we're going to try to peg it in at 265 to make sure Kevin has enough space to backtrack. 14 miles to go. It's been a good flight. Hope you enjoyed the entertainment, although we didn't get to finish it. We just kind of ran out of time. I don't have any movies that are really that short, so it's except for a few documentaries. It's kind of hard to squeeze something in on a short flight like that. I know on real airplanes, this is where you usually search through the TV station or TV channels and see if you can find a show or something you can watch a 30-minute episode on. Although I usually tend to just pull out a book and do a little bit of reading for the flight. Or, on a day like this, sit and look at the views. I don't know if Kevin's doing the Yankee or the Zulu. Zulu's kind of the square base, boxy one. The Yankee's a curving approach. He might be doing the Yankee. Didn't quite hear him there. 7.5 miles to the top of descent. And we've done good. We got the strong wind, 117 knot headwind. Stronger than I thought it was going to be. But we're still on schedule. And looking good. We're going to be heading into that cloud. So we'll turn on the anti-ice as we go through. Probably turn it off once we come out at the bottom around 10,000 feet. We got some good spacing now. Looking really good. There we are, half a mile to go. Charlottetown area traffic, Air Canada 5556, leaving flight level 380, inbound for the RNAV Zulu runway 10 Charlottetown. Alright, we're going to watch that speed, make sure she doesn't get over 265 as mentioned. She will start to increase. As we get lower. Speed brakes may be required. And we'll see if we got a good rate of descent going. is coming up. There's 265. See, we're blowing through it. Put the speed brakes out, just kind of help us hold that speed. Cloud layer coming up. We'll get the anti-ice on. As I mentioned, it's a high cloud layer, so we'll be able to turn the anti-ice off once we're through it.
Charlottetown traffic, 492, leaving Quadrant 380, RNF Zulu, reference 10 Charlottetown.
Alright, so that's us through 38,000 feet, or 30,000 feet. Get the seatbelts on in the back. Is coming up to basically we're right at the point of Charlottetown. I just make it out through the clouds. There's the tip of it right there. Okay, he's doing the RNAV Zulu. Okay, so we're all on the same approach. Okay, we're nicely holding the our speed. Bring those speed brakes in if we don't need them. It's 27,000 feet. Once again, tomorrow we're back in the F1 series. We're flying the 747 freighter. And we're heading from the great city of Edinburgh down to Abu Dhabi. About a 7-hour flight or so, I believe. So it should be a good one. Another split stream. We'll stream the takeoff and climb out to cruise. And then we'll end it and we'll pick it up for the briefing and our descent and landing in Abu Dhabi. And that's the last race of the season. The week after, we'll be taking the aircraft from Abu Dhabi back to our home base in Stansted. Speed brake again. And we'll be returning it to the mainline cargo operations. Actually, we'll get it once, it'll get it going over. And it'll re-enter service up there now that this contract is finished. There's us coming through the bottom of the clouds now. I'll leave the anti-ice on until we're down, like I said, probably closer to 10,000 feet. At least through this overcast layer, which is at 26, which is what we're kind of in right now. Since the temperature's up to -11, we're in icing area. Not seeing. Oh, was that the cockpit view video just to, or sub to just, okay, just planes white too. Yeah, that was nice. Like that. Hey, thanks, appreciate it. Fog layer over the field. Okay, I believe the anti-ice on then. You can see the tendrils coming down over the overcast and then that lower broken layer that they were talking about. But we'll leave it on just in case. There's 20,000 feet now. So we're about to descend through transition, so we'll transition over to local pressure. Speed is looking good. We'll slow to 245, get the flaps down for 10,000 feet. That'll help with that. A little bit more out on the speed brake. Again, making sure Kevin's got enough room to backtrack. I'm listening for his calls so I know where he is. Charlottetown area traffic, Air Canada 5556 descending through 18,338 miles from Equinox on the Arnav Zulu for 10. Yeah, no problem. I started to say it and then I had to stop and just read the individual words, and then I realized what it was saying. Alright, so we're down under the overcast. We're coming up to that broken layer of clouds. Again, we'll leave the anti-ice on. We can see something down there at ground level. That's fine. The anti-ice can stay on. Airport temperature is -6, so we could definitely run into some icing conditions there as well. Not picking up Kevin on the TCAS. Should be parallel with the airport by now. So I was in Charlottetown last year. My first time to PEI. Sorry, no, go away. I don't use you. Did not mean to touch you. Go away. Oh, where the hell's the click spot? Get. All right. Well, thanks very much. Appreciate it, and thanks for dropping in. There we go. Never used the HUD. Alright, we're coming in nicely. The airport's off over here. So Charlottetown's actually located in this bay here. And actually there's the airport right there. And we did again, we did a walking tour of the town, self-guided. A lot of nice old buildings. Of course, there's the big hall where Confederation took place. All the meetings there in 1861. All right, there's us coming up. We're going to slow ourselves down now to 245.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
Speed's coming back. There's 250 knots. 249 flaps 1. We're going to go to flaps 5.
Your destination. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
There's flaps 5. Alright, let's get the landing lights on. Turn-off lights can come on. We'll put the wing and wing lights on, logo lights on. That's all good. Anti-ice is on. So we're going to descend to 245. Again, custom scenery for the airport. And the town's right over here. It's a very nice park here that we walked around. You can see out and see the old forts and everything that protected it. And then there's the channel that we came in. and that leads out to the St. Lawrence, the Gulf of St. Lawrence. It's 8,000 feet.
Listen traffic at this one as you're currently overheating. No, switching inbound for the R Mary Zulu around here.
Alright, that's 16.5 miles of separation. So I'm going to slow a little bit more. I'm going to bring my speed down to 200 actually. There we go, 200, and we'll go flaps 10 when we get there. And Brian's opened up the spacing behind us nicely, so that shouldn't be an issue there. Oh, sub to Just Played, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And yeah, we stream several times a week, and I do videos when I'm not streaming, so to fill the space so there's no big gaps. I see Kevin off in the distance there, and we're below 210, so we're going to go flaps 10. There's Kevin's right there. I can see his lights. We'll get that speed down. Still descending down. And there's the airport. We're going to be landing on this runway. Then we got to backtrack all the way back to this runway, then taxi down, then come into the terminal. I'm not sure if the 737 is an aircraft that would fly in here. I think this is maybe A320s, maybe for Air Canada. Q400s, definitely. Alright, we're going to bring our speed back to 185. We're doing this early, just to maintain that.
Listen traffic at 192, reception for national guidance on A1 Zero, we're currently 7 miles out. Holding speed 160.12 for DME.
Keeping his speed up. There he is. And we're currently 6 miles from the airport. You can see him there on the track heading the other way. Alright, we're going to slow to minimum approach speed. We can't go flaps 15, but we can go down to 165 knots. Since we're on a gradual descent, it's not going to be too bad. There he is. We are 5.5 miles from Equinox.
Traffic into 192, 4 miles out, slow speed 121 knots.
4 miles out, and I've got 4 miles to go, and then we got the loop here, so we should be good. There he is. Bit of a steep upward angle. This will help keep us nice and slow. Make sure there's plenty of space. We're going to keep this. Oh, forgot to do something. We're going to land flaps 40. There we go. Thanks for the warning. And there's our reference. So we have a 125 reference, 120 or 130 approach. Charlottetown area traffic, Air Canada 5556 overhead, Equinox, descending through 3,200 feet, 165 knots, inbound on the Arnav Zulu runway 10. Alright, see ya. You have a great day. Thanks again for the sub. Keeping that minimum approach speed. There's Kevin coming down there. And we're going to go to gear and flaps as soon as we can. Make this turn right down to our final approach speed of 130, and we'll just go nice and slow all the way in. Like I said, we got distance on Brian, so that should not be an issue. And then we'll listen for Kevin's call out. Two miles from Rogdu. These names sometimes, I tell you.
Charlottetown traffic, and 492, 14 miles from Equinox, just passed through 10,000.
Alright, so that gives us about 17 miles between us. There's the turn. Charlottetown area traffic, Air Canada 5556 overhead, Rogdu, descending through 2,200, 165 knots, inbound Arnav Zulu runway 10, slowing to minimum approach speed of 130 knots. And we're 10 miles out.
Listen, traffic at 192, backtracking runway 10 to 8.1, we're taxiing via backtrack 10, backtrack say 1 Alpha.
Alright. We'll keep our speed up. We'll keep 165 at the moment. We'll go down to 160. Eight miles. We'll go gear early. That gives us extra flaps. Geared out, it's 3 greens, where it's 15 on the flaps. Get that in those in a better position. And we're below 170. We can go to 25 on the flaps. And we're approach mode, 6 miles. Final approach coast and glide path we're waiting on. Alright, so lights are all on.
Traffic,
engines are continuous. NCIC is on. Cabin is notified. He is clear. And we are good there. So it's just our final speed and our gear. 5 miles. So we're going to come back to the 130 now. Speed coming back 150. We'll go flaps 30. Empress 192 confirmed clear 10.
Yeah, from clear 10, Empress 192.
Okay. Speed's coming back. Flaps full, 4 miles. 130 is our approach speed. Getting buffeted by this wind a little bit. We're on our glide path now on the RNAV.
Charlottetown traffic, Air Canada 492, Just turning direct Rogdo.
1,000.
Charlottetown traffic, Air Canada 5556, short final 2 miles, runway 10, Charlottetown. Yeah, you can see everything is cleared up. Cloud-wise, there's a little bit of a mist, but it's not too bad. Although we do still have that minus temperature, so we do got to watch that.
Charlottetown traffic at 192 is clear on May 31 Alpha.
At 500 feet, I have control.
Approaching
lined up a little bit better.
Minimums.
Continue. Let's get the auto brakes on. Forgot about that. Forgot about this as well.
100.
Ugh, getting everything.
30. 20. 10.
And we're down. Reverser's up. Manual brakes. 60 knots. Reverser's off. Around. Just try not to get a better stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is 12:08 p.m. and it's currently about -6 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins, as items may have been shifted during the flight. We thank you for flying with us.
Charlottetown area traffic. Air Canada 5556 backtracking runway 10 to runway 03. Also had the spoilers deployed while landing. This landing went right to crap there at the end. But I got her down nicely. Alright, so Brian's 5 miles out. There's the airfield. Oh, I can see Kevin over there. Here's the runway. Charlottetown area traffic, Air Canada 5556, clear runway 10, taxiing via runway 03 to Charlie for parking.
Charlottetown traffic,
right.
you're in 492, 3 miles out, landing runway 10.
Deployed. Turn off starters, get rid of the anti-ice. Let's get the APU up and going. Flaps are coming up. Now, I'm not sure what our parking options are going to be here. 2 suitable gates. There's There's gate 2 and gate 5. No idea where they are. We'll see in a second.
Okay, Canada 6 Empress 1 and 2, suggest you take gate 5 due to separation of wingspan.
Gate 5 it is. Let's take a look. Suitable parking. Gate 5. Oh, I see everything popping in there. So we are good there. We can retract the landing lights, turn off those lights. Now that will come on. That's up and running. We'll turn on the APU bleed.
Charlottetown traffic, Air Canada 492, backtracking for 10.
And Brian, if you take gate 1, or was this 1 or 4? Maybe 4 when we get here. Oh, this is an interesting parking setup. Oh, welcome to Charlottetown. Looks like we got a crowd watching us as well. Yeah, I think it was 4. And here we are. Welcome to Charlottetown. Let's get the brakes on. Yeah, we'll cut the engines. First we got to tell them it's clear to chalk the aircraft and ground power in. Yeah. I'm waiting for ground power. There we go. Ground power is now in. Come off Charlie, and there's a spot right in front of you. I think it's number 4. Alright, ground power is now on. We'll turn off the engine bleeds. And we're good to shut down. There we go. Engines are winding down. Nice little bow. Thank you very much. So, anti-collision can go off. We'll leave the position and logo lights on. That's all off. Taxi light is off. APU is up and running. That's all good. So fuel control levers are done. Anti-collision light, ground equipment is coming in. Fuel pumps. We'll shut off those. We'll leave the other one on for the guys. The APU and flight directors are off. Alright, we can request deboarding.
The boarding requested.
And there we go. Here comes Brian. Yeah, if you go for number 4, it's on the far side here. You should be able to swing it in. Alright. Well, that looks like we've had a great flight. Thank you very much for coming along. We'll go this way, watch our company aircraft come in as we close out. If you like what you saw, enjoyed it, please consider subscribing, hit the like button, hit throwing comments in the chat. It's all greatly appreciated. You can consider joining the channel and helping support us that way with aircraft and airports and all that type of stuff. Helps us as we explore the world in the sim. You can join us. You can come along with us over on the Discord. You can get all the information about what we're flying, when and where. And you are more than welcome, like Brian and Kevin today, to join us on our flights. We fly everything from GA aircraft up to the big airliners, and there's always something new somewhere in the world that we're going that we've never been. So thank you once again for coming along and flying today, and we will see you all on the next one. Take care. Bye for now.
Passengers to boarding sign.